Have you ever noticed that moment when you speak, and the room doesn't push back, doesn't argue? It just quietly moves on as if you were never there? No interruption, no disagreement, just polite nods and empty smiles. And you walk away wondering, did I say something wrong? When the truth is more uncomfortable than that. What if your words weren't ignored because they lacked intelligence, but because the language you used quietly told people they didn't need to take you seriously? Let me ask you this before we begin. How many times have you weakened your own voice without realizing it? Stay with me, because today we're going to expose the invisible phrases that drain authority from your speech and replace them with language rooted in Stoic clarity, self-respect, and quiet power. The uncomfortable truth about confidence. Most people misunderstand confidence. They think it's about charisma, volume, perfect wording, or sounding impressive. But the Stoics understood something deeper. Confidence is not what you add. It's what you remove. It's not about saying more. It's about stopping yourself from leaking power through unnecessary apologies, disclaimers, and self-minimizing language. Marcus Aurelius didn't command respect because he spoke loudly. Seneca didn't dominate conversations with cleverness. Epictetus didn't persuade by trying harder. They spoke with authority because nothing in their words asked for permission to exist. And today, we're going to dismantle the phrases that quietly undermine you. Phrases that sound polite, reasonable, even humble, but signal uncertainty, low conviction, and weak presence. Phrase 1. This might be a dumb question, but the moment you say this, something irreversible happens. You don't soften the room. You don't protect yourself. You preemptively disqualify your own thinking. You label your curiosity as foolish before anyone else can respond. And here's the irony. People don't respect questions less when they're framed confidently. They respect you less when you insult your own intelligence. Stoicism holds inquiry as sacred. Questions are not weakness. They are how truth is uncovered. When you apologize for asking, you teach others that your thinking is optional. Replace it with clarity, not self-attack. Say, help me understand this. Can you walk me through the reasoning? I want to explore this further. No apology, no disclaimer, just intellectual ownership. Because curiosity backed by calm presence is strength. Phrase 2. I think and I feel when misused. These phrases aren't always wrong, but they are often misused. When you say, I think we should try this, you frame your idea as fragile. When you say, I feel like this might work, you subtly suggest your conclusion is emotional rather than reasoned. Compare the difference. I think this is a good approach. This approach solves the problem because same idea, different authority. Stoicism is not arrogance. It's precision. You don't need to announce uncertainty unless uncertainty is relevant. Say instead, based on the data, this is the most effective option. What we're seeing points clearly to this solution. The evidence supports this direction. You are not claiming perfection. You are presenting structured thought. And people respect structure. Phrase 3. Sorry to bother you. This phrase does more damage than most people realize. Because it doesn't just sound polite. It announces that you believe your presence is an inconvenience. And once you say that out loud, people unconsciously agree. You are not bothering someone by speaking. You are participating. You are not interrupting life. You are part of it. Stoicism is built on dignity, not entitlement, not aggression, but grounded self-respect. Replace apology with direction. Say, quick question. I need your input on this. Can we clarify something? You can respect someone's time without apologizing for existing inside it. Phrase 4. I'm no expert, but this phrase pretends to be humble. It isn't. It's a blanket disclaimer that tells people, please ignore what I'm about to say. If you truly lack expertise, be specific, not self-erasing. Stoic honesty is precise. Say, this isn't my field, but here's what I've observed. From my experience, this pattern keeps showing up. The research I've seen suggests you acknowledge limits without destroying credibility. If you have something useful to contribute, offer it clearly. If you don't, gather more information first. But never preemptively silence yourself. Phrase 5. Does that make sense? This one is subtle. Most people say it trying to be considerate, but the subtext often sounds like, "I'm not sure my thinking is valid. Please approve it." You don't need validation for having spoken. You need clarity in how you communicate. Replace it with, "What questions do you have? Which part should I clarify? What needs more detail?" Or, say nothing. Silence after a clear point is not weakness. It's composure. Confidence isn't louder. It's cleaner. Phrase 6. You're probably right, but this is the most destructive phrase of all, because you surrender before the disagreement even begins. You signal that you don't fully believe your own counterpoint. And half belief is worse than silence. Stoicism teaches you not to argue for ego, but to speak when reason demands it. Say instead, "I see it differently. Here's why. I have concerns about that approach." The evidence suggests another direction. If you don't stand behind your position, don't present it. Strong disagreement, delivered calmly, carries more weight than timid agreement disguised as politeness. The Stoic principle behind all of this. Here's the deeper truth. This is not about sounding dominant. It's not about winning conversations. It's not about controlling others. It's about self-alignment. The Stoics believe your words are an extension of your character. How you speak reveals how you value yourself. When your language apologizes unnecessarily, your presence shrinks. When your words are clean, your authority expands without force. Marcus Aurelius warned against wasting life debating what strength looks like. Strength doesn't announce itself. It removes what weakens it. Final reflection. Confidence is subtraction. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be colder. You don't need to be aggressive. You simply need to stop leaking power through your language. When you speak without apology, without unnecessary disclaimers, without shrinking, people don't just hear you. They feel you. And that is the presence that cannot be ignored. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these phrases do you catch yourself using the most? And what will you replace it with starting today? Comment below. I stopped apologizing. If this helped you reclaim your voice, like the video and subscribe to Stoic Ascend, where we don't study Stoicism to impress others, but to build a calm authority that holds its ground in any room. Because when your words stop asking for permission, the world starts listening.